The popular hit Netflix Bridgerton series was my first introduction to Phoebe Dynevor. She was such an amazing talented actress. She made normal scenes appear much grander than they needed to be. She was truly made for the role of Daphne Bridgerton, a princess being forced to marry a prince she doesn't desire. She was able to make casual viewers that had not read the books of Bridgerton immersed in the stories, as well as its characters. I have been following her career over the years ever since. From her relationship with Davidson, one of, if not the most luckiest human being. Pete Davidson gets popular celebrities to date him every single time. If he has a secret, he ought it to share to the millions of virgins all around the world who are losing hope due to loneliness. Male loneliness is an epidemic. Please don't laugh. This is serious. Back to Phoebe. She should have been given the role of Cinderella in the controversial Disney movie live action instead of Rachel Zegler. The casting directors were either drunk or watching adult films during the casting sessions for not considering her for the roles. After season 1 of Bridgerton series, I clocked out since her story was given a step back to cater for the other cheaper characters that were not on her level. It sucks when you see your favorite actress or actor being shelved or barely given any screen time for characters who are not interesting. She has been in several movies thereafter, but none of them have been able to make a splash. I watched some of them, which were mostly boring as well as hard to watch. She has been unable to get roles that can bring viewers' attention to her. But I digress. She's currently starring in a movie that I quite like. The trailer looks fairly good, plus behind the scenes revelations by the actors and actresses is quite insane. The movie is called Inheritance. The writers never gave much thought of its title. The one behind the name should search the title of the film on YouTube. Countless of movies have that heading. Bread will have been a unique name. The producer of the film is called Niall Berger. Why will someone name their child that name? Parents do the darnest things. He's a talented director responsible for the Limitless and Divergent movies. They all performed horribly and were cancelled, never to be seen or remembered again. That was the mistakes he needed to learn and experience so that he could make this specific film starring Phoebe Dynevor. The movie follows Maya, a normal girl that has lost her mother. Like most people, she's depressed, she's given to drinking, smoking, partying, and doing a lot of hee-ho, 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 hee-hee-ho, ho with men, women, animals, and living things. She won't stop and she can't stop, like Miley Cyrus. Sam, his father, obviously is worried about her daughter. He fears that the death of her mother will continue sending his daughter into a very dark place. In an effort to reconnect with her daughter, he confesses that he is a spy that gathers information on various people around the world. He had lied to her that he was a carpenter that makes $100 million a year. Maya was on her way to become a carpenter, just like her father. She knew that making chairs, tables, and desks was a multi-billion-dollar business. She did not research the name China. The mansions, expensive cars, free access to healthcare, as well as fully paid apartments in New York City was not clean money. It is a realization to her that people actually work for a living. Sam wants to bring her daughter into the business to mold her into an upright, standing citizen. Things go bad when Sam gets caught in a foreign country due to breaking the law. Maya is in the middle of an international conspiracy. She is forced to think creatively and find new ways of getting out of the country before Interpol get her and do something with her. I don't know what they will do with her. The trailer does not get in depth as to what they are willing and how far they will go to do with her. She is the main star of the film. It is highly unlikely that she won't make it. There is a key that locks something that the bad guys do not want it opened, and they are willing to do everything in their power to stop Maya from doing something. Will Maya escape? Will the terrorists get her? Will she be able to save her dad just like Indiana Jones? Have a rope, gun, charm the ladies of different races? Will she learn to fight men twice her size in a couple of hours or days? Will audiences be able to relate to a white woman who is in danger? Will her daddy issues be explored, or will it be brushed over? This film features a lot of obstacles that it faces. Number one has to be that no one has heard of the film. The marketing of the film has been disastrous. There has been virtually no marketing, and it's not like the film has any time. The film will be in theaters on January 5th, which will prove to be a problem. The world will be waiting for the inauguration of the Orange Man as the President of the United States. That event will completely overshadow the entire movie. How will the average man get to know this film unless there's a handsome man in the film out of this world that no one has ever seen? Which I don't see happening. Most women won't care about this specific film unless they find Ryan's Ifani's attractive. What makes this film different from all the other espionage dramas that exist in the streaming services? The trailers were not all that impressive than they needed to be. Nowadays, getting audiences' attention is a hard feat to accomplish. Social media sites have changed the movie-going experience. A movie has to capture the audience attention, and not only that, it has to form an emotional attachment in a matter of minutes, or else viewers might decide to click or touch something else. The film ought to show what makes the film unique. The studio should go back and create another trailer to serve this specific purpose. The actors are fairly unknown. The director is on the come up. I feel like I am complaining too much. Maybe I should mention what I love about the film, instead of saying that this film will flop and flop and flop and lose a lot of money, and the actresses and actors will lose their jobs and things like that. It has been reported by various sources that the film was filmed by an iPhone. I am not kidding. The director wanted an experimental style of shooting films. There was no time for camera setups, makeup checks, or rehearsals. The director wanted to make the film so bad. This is what Hollywood was built on. Directors from all walks of life will come to California and make stories. These stories will mold and create better generations for the future. These are the directors that are rarely given a shot in Hollywood nowadays. Most studios want to be safe. That is why there is a greater dependency on franchises instead of making something new and original. They have tried making something new, but nothing seems to work. All studios are holding their valuable IPs like precious gold, waiting for the right time to sell it. The writers are happy about the film. The team has a lot of respect for each other. It will have been a privilege to interview them to get an understanding on how they were able to make the film with less camera, less makeup team, less everything. How do you make a movie with limited time and money? How to stop from going over budget? The cuts that they had to happen to make the film a reality. The director has been filming in various countries around the world, managing different people from all ethnic backgrounds. It will have been an honor to get his advice on aspiring producers on the landscape of Hollywood, how to make it into Hollywood, how to manage lots and lots of people during an outbreak of a disease or dangerous weather, the challenges he had to incur when shooting the film in various countries. There is obviously a lot of things he's capable of teaching my viewers and listeners. And most importantly, how can one start a journey of making a film? I'm currently making a film of my own. I read somewhere that producers need to stop thinking that someone else is coming to help them. That is a powerful message, because most creatives think that you have to live in California in order to make a very successful film. I can see how they will think that it will be an honor to get an advice from a veteran like Neil Berger. Plus, I would like to get an autograph from Phoebe Dynevor. I'm such a big fan. I'm amazed at her work ethic of always giving 100% of her effort, especially if it's something you love. We are not always going to be alive. So if there is something you love, you better make sure you give 110% of the effort. I have watched most of her film, and I cannot wait to see the reception of this specific film as well as the trajectory of her career.